Who invented Christmas lights and how they slowly changed the way we celebrate Christmas? Have you ever paused during the holiday season and wondered where Christmas lights really came from, or why they became such a powerful symbol of warmth and comfort during the darkest time of the year? Even though for most of human history, Christmas was celebrated without electricity, without glowing decorations, and without anything resembling the lights we now take for granted, for centuries, Christmas trees were decorated with real candles, carefully attached to branches and left burning for hours, creating a soft and beautiful glow that felt magical, but also turning every celebration into a serious fire hazard, because a single falling candle or a dry branch was often enough to destroy an entire home, something that happened far more often than people like to remember today. This dangerous tradition continued for generations, simply because there was no safer alternative, and for a long time, the risk was accepted as part of the holiday itself. Everything began to change toward the end of the 19th century, when electricity slowly started moving out of laboratories and into everyday life, and when inventors began thinking not only about brighter light, but about safer light that could be used inside ordinary homes. One of the most important figures in this transition was Thomas Alva Edison, an inventor who focused not on scientific demonstrations, but on practical solutions that people could actually use in their daily lives. Edison did not invent the idea of electric light, but he succeeded where others failed by creating a light bulb that lasted long enough, worked reliably, and could be safely used indoors without constant maintenance or danger. Even more important than the bulb itself was the system Edison built around it, including power generation, wiring, and switches, because without a complete electrical infrastructure, electric light would have remained a curiosity rather than becoming part of everyday life. At the time, electricity was still viewed with suspicion by many people, seen as expensive, unfamiliar, and unnecessary for ordinary households, which meant that its earliest uses were mostly limited to people who worked closely with the technology itself. Among those people was Edward H. Johnson, a close friend and business partner of Edison, who had direct access to the newest electrical equipment and understood its potential long before it reached the general public. During this early period of experimentation with electric light, Johnson decided to apply the technology to a familiar holiday tradition by decorating a Christmas tree with small electric bulbs, something that had never been done before inside a private home. He placed around 80 hand-wired bulbs on the tree, colored red, white, and blue, and even connected the display to a small motor that allowed the tree to rotate slowly, creating a scene that felt almost unreal to those who saw it. At the time, newspapers did not describe this display as a simple decoration, but as a glimpse into the future, showing how electricity might one day become part of ordinary family life. Despite the excitement surrounding this early experiment, electric Christmas lights were still far from practical for most families. Because electricity remained expensive, installations were complicated, and many homes simply did not yet have access to power. As a result, candles continued to dominate holiday decorations for many years, even though they were dangerous, simply because they were familiar and affordable. Over time, this situation began to change as electrical grids expanded across cities, factories improved production methods, and electric light slowly became cheaper and more reliable. A major turning point came when companies began producing ready-made Christmas light sets, removing the need for custom wiring and professional installation, and making electric decorations more accessible to ordinary families for the first time. Safety played a crucial role in this shift, because people quickly realized that electric lights dramatically reduced the risk of house fires during the holidays, turning Christmas decorations from a danger into something far more manageable. As electric lights became more common, Christmas itself began to change visually, moving from a private, candlelit tradition into a shared public experience centered around light. Cities started decorating public squares, storefronts, and large outdoor trees, creating displays that brought people together and transformed the atmosphere of the holiday season. Following the end of the Second World War, this transformation accelerated even further. As electricity became standard in homes, manufacturing costs dropped, and families had more resources to spend on seasonal decorations. During this period, people began decorating not only Christmas trees, but entire houses, yards, and neighborhoods, turning holiday lighting into a communal activity that strengthened social bonds and reshaped how Christmas looked and felt. For many decades, these decorations relied on incandescent bulbs, which produced heat, consumed large amounts of electricity, and burned out frequently, yet remained popular simply because there was no better alternative available at the time. This finally changed with the introduction of modern lighting technologies, which used far less energy, produced almost no heat, and lasted for many years, making Christmas lighting safer, cheaper, and more creative than ever before. Today, Christmas lights are no longer just decorations, but symbols of warmth, comfort, and togetherness, representing how technological progress can quietly improve traditions without erasing them. From massive city displays to a single string of lights on a small tree, all of it can be traced back to one early experiment, When electric light was first used to make Christmas safer and brighter, the next time you turn on Christmas lights, it may be worth remembering that you are not simply flipping a switch, but continuing a tradition shaped by innovation, safety, and more than a century of human creativity.